Hey guys, Jason from Man's Adventures, and in today's video we're going to go over the gear I took on my 2-night winter's camp at Martin's Fourth Lake. We were with Stephen Lewis and Owen Petrey. Stephen's from the Crafty Crow Show and Owen has his self-proclaimed channel, Owen Petery. So let's do a gear dump and see what we took. It's a lot of stuff, guys. Stick around. Now I know this looks like a lot of gear just dumped out, but there's really not that much. I'm going to organize it and then we're going to go over it, and believe it or not, I used almost everything you see here. Maybe 1 or 2 items was not used, but they were there for an emergency. So let me get this organized better and I'll show you what we took. Okay, real quick. I have my 65-liter Alice pack. It's a heavy canvas ripstop. It handled the load just fine. I've actually got the frame with it, and I like that for my winter camping. Got a lot of space. This will be my clothing. This is my shelter area. Then we have cutting tools, fire kit, water purification, cordage, a possibles pouch, lighting, first aid, cook gear, camera gear, and then a knee pad and a sit pad. This is a new sit pad. Let me show that to you. Now the sit pad I got at Walmart. It's a heat seat. It really is insulated. It's got good material on the inside and waterproof bottom. Picked this up at Walmart for $4 on the clearance aisle, and I think for now on this is what I'm taking camping as my pillow and an extra seat. It weighs less than a pound. It is well worth its weight, and it also slips right in the back of the frame on my pack and gives me a little more cushion as I'm carrying it. So this and the knee pad for when I'm down working or whatever, those 2 items kind of go together. You can also fan the fire with this. Many uses. Weighs next to nothing. Definitely taking it. So let's move on. I'm going to start out talking about my clothing on what I took. In the video you probably seen this wool hat. I really like it. It's always good to have wool. I had wool gloves / mittens. Those stay real warm. I carried but did not use a military style poncho. It was kind of just in case the rain got real bad. They were given a slight chance, and it did sprinkle a little bit, but didn't have to use this, but it's good to have rain protection and an extra tarp if we needed. My outfit was some Wrangler canvas, heavy canvas pants. I like these. They're very durable. Pair of pants. Also, I had my flannel, heavy flannel. It's very warm, makes good for a second layer. I wore a base layer of like one of those wicking shirts. I think it was Reebok, the brand, so I wore that underneath this, and this is Wrangler also, so both of those are Wrangler. Always good pair of leather gloves. That's my Bushcraft gloves, I call them. Can't go wrong with those when you're handling the hot stuff in the fire. My puffy. This is what I used to use as a pillow, but the problem is I like to sleep in it as well because it's got the down feel and it's really warm. I like this puffy. Actually might put it on before the next clip because it's kind of chilly out here in the wind. So now that I've got the heat seat, we'll use it as a pillow, and I can wear this one asleep. I brought neoprene socks this time that I use for camp shoes. I like these a lot because you can dry your feet out, wear these around camp, and let your boots dry out as well. Weighs next to nothing. Glad I added those. I have a large handkerchief, shamag, what you want to call it. Stephen from the Crafty Crow Show made me this one, and it's always just good to have a napkin, towel, whatever you want to call it. It's very useful, many uses when you're out in the bush. Then I had my logger's hat. I don't know what you call this, but it's extremely warm. It's got the flaps, keeps my ears warm, and I actually slept in this a couple times as well. And last but not least is my Coleman all-weather jacket. It is waterproof, windproof, and extremely warm. Bust it out here for you to show you. I know you've seen it. I actually picked this up at a thrift store for $5. Got home, looked it up. It's a $180 jacket. The only problem was is it had one little hole burned in right there. Well, guess what? When I go camping, I'm gonna probably burn in a few more. But very happy with this find. Always look at your local thrift stores. You'll be amazed at what you can find there. But that was pretty much all my clothing. I wore some Under Armour boots in. They were old boots from work. I've got me a new pair, so I just kind of retired those. I actually need to get some good hiking boots and camping boots. Don't really know what to go with there. I've not researched that. So if you've got something tried and true and you can help me out, leave down in the comments what kind of boots or hiker shoes you wear when you're out camping and hiking that's good for water and comfortable and warm. If you can cover those three and stay in, you know, $100, $150 range, that'd be nice, because I'm cheap. Anyway, guys, let's move to shelter next. All right, guys, like I said, I'm a puffy on. That wind's chilly. Let's start with shelter. First thing, I'm gonna just show this because it's on top. This is my military Gore-Tex bivy, waterproof, windproof. It is perfect for the base layer on the ground, which in the video, I'll link it up here. Got that right this time. I laid down pine boughs in my shelter, and of course I got about 6 inches loft and it compressed to about 3 or 4 inches. But I laid this on top of it to give me that buffer, and you just can't go wrong with this bivy. I've slept in it several times. It's a lifesaver. Next, we have my 0 degree mummy bag that I picked up from Walmart.com. This bag, I would say 0 degrees is its stretch limit survivability temperature. Once you dip under, I'm gonna say 35-ish, this bag will keep you alive. You will not be comfortably warm and toasty. You really need a better bag than this for 0 degree. I'm gonna have to do some research. If you have some good ideas for a bag, leave those in the comments as well. I'm looking for a 0 degree. I want comfort from 0 to, let's say, 35, because I have a medium weight bag that does pretty good down to about 40, 35, 40. But this one is not making the cut for that extreme cold, and we have that here in the mountains of southeast Kentucky. But it done me well. I layered up, wore my puffy, wore the hat that you've seen, and stuffed in this bag. What I'm going to show you next is my Swiss, I think it's Swiss Gear mummy bag liner or sleeping bag liner. It is a kind of like a silky fabric, but they say you can add this to your sleeping bag and it'll give you 5 to 10 more degrees of warmth. And it helped a lot. I actually kind of stuffed it more around my feet and legs because that's what was getting cold the most, especially late into the first night of camping. The second night I heated up water and put in this bottle, put it at my feet, and that's like having a heater once you get in your sleeping bag. That was nice, but this helped a lot both nights actually. So I recommend a sleeping bag liner. That's always good to give you a few more degrees of comfort. Then we had the Chill Gorilla tarp. This thing is tried and tested. I love this thing. Unfortunately, I believe their company has succumbed to the times, and I can't find them anymore. They're not answering any posts that I put on their Instagrams or stuff. We actually used to talk back and forth, and I'd share my pictures on their Instagram. But their product was top notch. You cannot beat this tarp. It's a 10 by 10 Rainfly from Chill Gorilla. It's amazing. But that was my main shelter over my ridge that you've seen that I built. This is a little 5 by 7 seal nylon tarp picked up at Walmart. It done good as the door flap, I guess, to my shelter. It kept the wind and the snow and the rain out from hitting us. So that is pretty much everything I carried for shelter. Now, let's go over some of this stuff here in the middle. Now, here in the middle, we'll start out with my fire kit. It's in a Crafty Crow bag made by Stephen Lewis. He actually sold really good quality stuff. There's that new lighter you might have seen in the video, and we try to make some char cloth. But I keep everything you need in here for my fire making. I think I have a video going over some of this. I'll link it up here if I do. And you can just get a basic idea, but you always need a way to make fire. Next, we have my water purification kit. And on this one, I just brought my Sawyer squeeze. Used this for a few years now. It's almost time to replace it. That's why I didn't want to use the muddy water from the lake in it. But this thing, I promise you, if you use this, your water is going to taste like bottled water, and you can trust it 100%. I've camped with this dozens of times, and I've never been sick. And I have drank gallons of water through this, so cannot go wrong with the Sawyer squeeze, guys. I highly recommend that. Next is quick and simple, a bag of cordage. In here I have some of that twine you've seen that I done my fraps and wraps on the sticks to hold them together for my shelter. And then I have some heavier 550 paracord in there, which is always top of the line for survival and bushcraft. But this is just what I keep my little cordage bag, and or what I keep my cordage in is this little bag. So yeah, just a neat way to keep that separated and organized. All right, next we're going to go over my cutting tools. For this trip, I brought, of course, my Condor bush lore knife. It's been through a lot with me. I've batoned with it, started fires with it with a ferro rod. I cut my steaks with it to eat. I love this knife, and for 50 bucks, you cannot go wrong with this knife. I know a lot of guys want to spend $200 and $300 for a knife. Stephen has a beautiful Pathfinder Skills knife, and I'm sure that thing's probably $250, $300. And it's bigger, it's got a thicker blade to it, but this does fine just as well. Can't go wrong with it. Condor bush lore, yeah, highly recommend this too if you're just like a beginner and you want a good knife to start out with. Comes with a real nice leather sheath as well. But that was the knife I carried. Then I had, let me get it out here, my Gerber folding saw here. And I know you've seen it in the video. I was sawing up our firewood, but a collapsible saw is real good to have. It's lightweight. It's just another option for processing wood. Can't go wrong with it. And it can do some pretty thick logs as well. But this has been one of my favorite tools as well when I'm hiking into places. Sometimes I carry a bow saw when we're kayaking, but this is the way to go if you're going to hike in. Collapsible saw from Gerber. I can't remember how much this is. I actually got it at Bass Pro Shop, so you can probably find it on their site. And again, a Crafty Crow bag made by Stephen. He's hooked me up quite a few times. So I don't know if he'll ever make these for people, but if you all bug him enough, he might come out with some bags for you. Who knows? And last but not least is my Mabel's hatchet. I picked this up at Smoky Mountain Knife Works. It was a special. They're normally like $125, I believe, with the sheath. Now this one, I had a custom sheath made. There's a guy locally here in Harlan County. I think his name's Stephen Faulkner, if I got that right. If not, I'm sorry. But he makes beautiful leather sheaths, and I had him make one for this axe, and then one for my other 21-inch boys axe, which was my grandfather's. But this axe is amazing. Real good steel on it, real good edge. You've seen in the video, I was working some of them pine boughs with it before I figured out you could snap them off easier. But I like this when I'm hiking as well. Sometimes I'll carry the Browning axe, which is synthetic, and it has a real good bite. But for this trip, I went more bushcrafty. And guys, that's my cutting tools. Now let's move on to lighting. Now for lighting, I used my headlamp, which I always carry when I'm out in the bush. There's the brand. picked it up on Amazon. It is a, I think it's 500 lumens on maybe low, and I think 800 on high. It uses 3 AA batteries. If I can get it open, three AA batteries. I put a strip of reflective tape on the back, and as always, carry extra batteries because you never know when they'll go dead. But that's my headlamp. It's done me well for years now. My wife picked that up for me. I appreciate her always taking care of me and getting me good gear, because that's what keeps me going out there. And it's just in a little cheap Coleman case. It's I guess fleece material, protects his lens and stuff. And then I brought my brand there, I can't say, sorry. It was an Amazon special. It is actually USB rechargeable lantern and solar charge. So this has been my go-to. You can even see it lights up pretty good out here in the sun. So we use this a lot at camp. My wife's read by it when we went camping, and I just like this one when I'm getting in my shelter or at the end of the night when I'm getting ready to put everything away. I use this to illuminate the area real good. I usually take it. It's lightweight, about the size of a hockey puck. And guys, that's all I took for light. Oh, I'm sorry, that is not all I took for lighting. I had 2 light sticks, chem sticks, that I kept in my possibles pouch. I broke those just to hang up in my shelter, so if I woke up middle of the night and needed something, I had some ambient lighting. So that will conclude what I brought for lighting and illuminations. Next, we'll go over our last 2 pouches here and move on to cooking gear. All right, we'll go over this one first. First aid. This is a very simple first aid kit that I brought along. You can just see I have a CPR mask in here, some probably ibuprofen, stuff to handle stomach ache, chapstick, and some bandaging if one of us got cut. Just very, very basic kit. This is what I usually use for a day hike. I actually have a larger kit that I use for multiple day, but I went real lightweight. I mean, I'm an EMT, Steven's a paramedic, Owen's a paramedic student, he's also an advanced EMT. There was enough first aid kits and knowledge there to fix any problem we had to get us out, so I went lightweight. But normally I would have carried my bigger pack with more first aid gear in it, but this trip went lightweight because I had a lot of heavy stuff. Next is my possibles pouch. I like a possibles pouch because it's anything possible. If you need to go do your business in the woods, this is what I carry with me. That being said, got some wet wipes and toilet paper. Also in here, another flashlight. Redundancy is good, and if you're out doing your business, headlight might go dead, you might have left your batteries at base, you can use that to get back. Have some beeswax that Steven made me. I have some first aid salve in case you get chapped or anything. An extra chem stick. I have hand sanitizer. I have just a compass, whistle, thermometer, magnifying glass, Ozark Trail from Walmart, good to have. I have, as Steven says, an open nail knife that's in here. It's always good to have an extra cutting tool. And I have some repair tape, high vis orange, a knife sharpener stone with a leather strap on the back, and my trowel to dig my hole for number 2. So like I said, just a possibles pouch. If you're out there, kind of have anything you need, possibly need, that's why it's called a possibles pouch, and just carry it with you. It's probably my most used pouch out of my whole entire kit. And with that being done, all we like is the cooking and battery bag or camera bag. So let's move along and get into those. Had to change locations to use the sun for better lighting, but let's get back into this. Okay, for a cooking kit, I showed you this earlier. It is the stainless steel metal water bottle. I always try to keep a redundancy that I can boil water in. If something else fails, I'll have a last resort. Just stored water in this, drank from it, and like I said, that one night it was real cold. Boiled water and put in this and put it at my feet in my sleeping bag, and it stayed warm, I would say, at least 3 to 4 hours. that's a pretty good sleep if you're in the mountains, continuously staying warm. So I highly recommend carrying a stainless steel water bottle that you can heat water and put in when you go to bed. Next, I will show you my French press coffee cup. And I showed this a little more in the video. I actually picked this up at Walmart as well. It was on clearance. I don't think they carry them anymore, but I picked this up for $5, and that is amazing. It is double walled, insulated, and has a real nice silicone lid on it. It keeps coffee hot for over an hour easily, and it has a nice little sip lid with fit hose. But French press coffee in the woods, guys, you can't go better than that. Next, I'm just going to show you my dry bag that I kept my food in. This is the one I usually keep it in. It's one of the larger ones that I have. It's outdoor products, but that way you can roll it down and you can close it, tie it up, and hang it from a tree as a bear bag. Keep your food away from all them critters. But this holds a lot of food. I think I've done 3 and 4 day trips and been able to fit all the food I need in this one yellow bag. So I'm pleased with it, and it's my go-to food bag. Moving along, in another Crafty Crow bag. This one is waxed, beeswaxed. He made me a little pocket up here to keep my little spatula in that I use to flip our food, stir our eggs, steaks, whatever. And I put some jute twine for the handle around it to kind of help hold it all good in there. And I like this. It's another thrift store find. I think I got this for $1. I mean, come on. And then I have another thrift store find. This is my grill, and I picked it up I think for 50 cents, and it had a big handle on it and everything. I removed that and just broke it down to a grill that'll hold 2 very nice little steaks on there if you need to. And it's just good to have a grill. It's something I've enjoyed, and I eat a lot of steak in the woods because it's going to be kind of miserable out there at times. Why not feed yourself well? But always thank you to Steven for making me these bags, man. I mean, custom fit. You can't go wrong with a friend that knows how to sew and be crafty. I mean, that's why he is the Crafty Crow, right? All right. Next is my new Pathfinder's 8-inch skillet. 8-inch skillet. This was its maiden voyage. I broke it in. You've seen it in the video. We fried up some potatoes and onions in it, and then the next morning we done the Polish sausage, the chicken sausages. It was kind of hard to clean where it was the first time using it. Sorry, but I've scrubbed it and got it back pretty good. But I look forward to putting this into service more. I really like it. It's heavy, very durable. But that was my skillet on this trip. Next is my titanium plate and titanium spork. Very lightweight, heavy duty. These are from Tokes, both of them. I highly recommend them. I'm slowly replacing all my heavy duty stuff with titanium just to save that weight, because I really want to get in some long distance backpacking. I'm talking 3 to 5 day trips and just live out my bag, and I want to go lightweight. But you know, you can't go wrong with titanium. Lightweight, durable, and they both come with their own little cases there. And last, this is actually a Walmart pot from their camping section, and I've turned it into my own bush pot. Steven's bush pot is Pathfinder's. This one comes with a handle and comes with the lid. But some of the improvements I made on it is I drilled holes in the lid to let the steam out, and then if I need a pour, and I added my own bell using just an old metal coat hanger. And I love this thing. You can tell it's been baked well in the fire, but it handles all my needs. I'm happy with it. I'll probably replace it later on, but it's doing fine for now. And that's all I took for cooking on this trip. And you saw our meals, we ate pretty good. But one more thing to look at, and that will be my camera gear. So that's the bag I carry up front. I'll show it to you next. All right, here's my camera bag that I usually carry. It's just a shoulder sling bag, but I like wearing it on the front because I usually have my backpack on the back. So in this, I'll show you real quick what I normally carry. I have 2 spare batteries for the GoPro. Let's see. Then I have my memory card case. I have my new light that we used at nighttime, and this is going to come in handy because the GoPros do not like the dark, but we're going to use this a lot. That's my new light for nighttime use. Have a couple cables, a USB light, that's for reading or whatever. Like I said, the cables, and then in the main pouch I carry battery banks, and I carried a bunch, probably way too many, because I actually only depleted 2.5 on this trip. But I have my solar charger in one. It's also USB charge. This will only charge my phone 1 full time. It'll probably do the GoPro twice. And then I have this little pocket juice. It'll charge my phone twice. Those 2 I completely drained. I have a 3rd bank that I did not have to use, but I brought it just in case Owen or Steven needed it. And then I brought these 2 for the same reason. I didn't know if they had brought any charging devices, but these have flashlights on them. I hope that picks it up. So I like these just for extra lighting, more redundancy. But that's about all I really carry for my camera bag. It's just a little shoulder sling bag. It's perfect size, perfect weight, keeps close to me. All right, guys, the total gear weight was around 35 pounds, and that was with food. Very manageable. It's only half a mile hike in. That's the gear I carried on this trip for my 2-night winter's camp at Mount Martin's Fork Lake with Steven from the Crafty Crow Show and self-proclaimed Owen Petrey. I'll leave links to their channels down in the description. Please go check them out. Guys, if you have any questions or comments on this gear, please leave them down below. I will answer what I can, what I know, and most of it's just from experience. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you. This has been Jason from Man's Adventures. God bless, guys. Now it's time to put all this gear up.